When it comes to marketing for distressed properties, there are dozens of different methods that can work. On this video, I'm going to show you actual numbers using real data from my own business and do a side-by-side comparison using two different popular marketing strategies: paid traffic on Facebook and cold calling motivated seller lists. Now I'm going to share my results and which one was the clear winner. All of that and more coming up.
This video is brought to you by 10K Club, a program that pays you $10,000 for finding ugly houses. Learn more at my10kcheck.com.
If you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton. I went from dead broke to millionaire flipping houses, and after doing 1,000 deals, I created this channel to help you master the art of wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. As a wholesaler and a flipper, you need to get good at marketing to sellers who are motivated to sell their unwanted distressed properties. While there are dozens of different methods and strategies ranging from free to very expensive, you have to understand and accept that the only way to continually get good deals to flip is to continually improve and grow your marketing channels. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss just two different marketing methods that I use in my own business. Now I'm actually going to open the lid and let you see inside my business and show you actual real numbers on my marketing cost. You see, two of my favorite off-market marketing strategies are pay-per-click, or what's called PPC, specifically on Facebook, and cold calling motivated seller list. Now if you're unfamiliar with either of these marketing methods, don't worry. I'm going to explain how they work and break it down for you. But first, let me set the stage for why what I'm sharing with you is so important. The best wholesalers are masters at marketing. In fact, in my opinion, a good wholesaler is more of a real estate marketer than a real estate investor. And one of the cardinal rules to being a good marketer is testing and tracking every dime you spend. In fact, I would say one of the reasons why I built several multi-million-dollar businesses is I constantly test new marketing methods and I meticulously track my results, and then I reallocate marketing funds into the methods that produce the best results. Now, having said that, recently I wanted to compare and contrast the results of two different marketing methods to determine which is performing better and yielding the best results. So I did a split test, and I'm going to share with you my exact results. So first, I'll explain the marketing method, then the key performance indicators, also called KPIs, which are the numbers I track, and then the actual results in my business and how to understand the outcome. The first method is Facebook pay-per-click, or PPC. Now, we often call this paid traffic. Facebook ads are displayed in people's news feeds and are determined by specific locations, demographics, age, interests, etc. that you set. Now this is called audience-based marketing. If someone sees the ad in their news feed and they're interested in selling their property, they fill out a form and this creates an inbound lead. And if you want to learn more in depth on how to get started doing PPC on Facebook, I did a video that breaks it down in detail. I'll put the link to that in the description below and you can check it out later. And to really help you jumpstart your PPC ad campaigns, I created a Facebook ad hacks resource that shares my best converting ads with copy, and I'll give you the swipe and let you use it for free. Just click the download link in the description below. Now in my business, once I create an inbound lead from a Facebook ad, I don't call the lead, or I don't have my acquisitions managers call either. Not yet. What I do is have a dedicated overseas virtual assistant, or VA, pre-qualify the lead. Basically, they immediately call the person who filled out the Facebook form that they want to sell their house and verify they actually do, and gather more pertinent information such as address, condition, asking price, etc. Having a VA pre-qualify these leads is just my preference, but you'd be amazed at how many people fill out forms and then never answer the phone or have no interest in selling. Once that VA makes contact and verifies that they do in fact want to sell their house, the lead gets classified as what I call a qualified lead, at which point me or my acquisitions rep will call the lead and make the offer. Now, before we take a look at real data, there are two things I want to qualify. First, we're going to look at just a 30-day sample, which is by no means conclusive, because some leads take a long time to convert. We follow up on leads for months. Sometimes I'll do a deal 6 to 12 months after we receive the initial lead. That's why follow-up is so important. So the figures I'm going to share are just based on what was produced during the 30-day time frame. And second, I base this test on me personally calling to close on these leads. So I used a small enough sample that I could handle, but big enough to give me enough data to analyze. Plus, I wanted to see the results if I did it myself instead of an acquisition sales rep, so that I can establish a standard for what I expect a sales rep to do. That way a sales rep can't say, the reason I didn't close any sales was because the leads sucked, which is the first thing salespeople say when they don't perform. Okay, so let's take a look at some stats on the most recent 30-day sample on Facebook ads. My ad spend was $3,743. Those ads produced 126 opt-ins or warm leads. That comes to approximately $30 cost per lead, or CPL, which aligns really well with my Facebook ad budget. Now, my dedicated pre-qualification VA cost me $1,272, which produced 12 qualified leads. So between my ad spend and my VA spend, it cost me a total of $5,015, which makes my cost per qualified lead, or CPQL, $418. And from those 12 qualified leads, I did one successful deal for a $33,000 profit. Okay, now set that aside for a minute. We're going to come back to that. Now let's discuss the second marketing method I wanted to compare to, and that is cold calling motivated seller list. Here's how this method works. First, you acquire a list of motivated seller names. For example, the sample I'm using included pre-foreclosure, bankruptcy, divorce, absentee, and vacant. These are lists of people that may be motivated due to a hardship they are facing. So once I acquire that list of names, the next step is to skip trace the names to acquire their phone numbers. Once we have their phone numbers, what I do in my business is have my overseas VA cold callers call each and every lead to see if they are interested in selling their properties. Now, if a lead is interested, they pre-qualify the lead by finding out address, condition, reason for selling, etc., and then pass the lead to me or one of my acquisition reps to call and close the deal. So let's look at the data using the same 30-day time frame. My cost for the list and skip tracing came to $867. My cost for the cold callers was $1,704 for a total of $2,571 in direct cost, which produced 18 qualified leads. And from those 18 leads, that means my cost per qualified lead, or CPQL, is only $143. And from those 18 leads, we secured a really nice deal for $200,000 on the buy that I'm not going to wholesale. Instead, I'm going to spend about $75,000 doing a rehab and then flip it for $400,000. And if I hit my numbers, I should make a $65,000 profit. Now, from that marketing, there's one other lead that we're really close on, but it hasn't converted yet, so I'm not going to count it. So now let's do a side-by-side comparison of these two different methods. Since not all deals are created equal, the measurement isn't necessarily the profit on the deal that was produced, because that can vary from deal to deal. For example, the Facebook ads converted one deal for $33,000, and the cold calling method converted one deal for $65,000, but that very well could have been reversed. The real KPI that I want to get a handle on is the cost per qualified lead, because that is measuring apples to apples. So if I pull up the data, remember, the Facebook ads came to $418 cost per qualified lead, and the cold calling came to $143 cost per qualified lead. That means I can create 3 times the number of qualified leads doing cold calling over Facebook ads. Now again, this is not a conclusive analysis because it's only looking at 30 days of data, but it does give me a good idea. So I'm going to continue to track this, but from this survey, I'm going to adjust some of my budget and pull some spend money from Facebook ads and put more money into cold calling. Now, does that mean you should do the same? Not necessarily. You could get completely different results based on 100 different factors, including the list you pull, your ad copy, your market, your callers, and all kinds of other factors. The point of this video isn't that you should do cold calling over Facebook ads. The point is that you should test and track and measure your results and understand the KPIs that matter. Now, if all of this seems overwhelming, here's the good news. I developed a cloud-based, all-inclusive system to help you organize, streamline, and automate all of the steps to wholesaling and flipping houses, including lead gen tools such as Motivated Seller List, skip tracing, VAs, and dozens of other tools. It's called Flipster, and it can really help you jumpstart your business. You owe it to yourself to check it out. To learn more and see it in action, just go to getflipster.com. Now, the next thing I want you to do is watch a video where I share my step-by-step blueprint for how to market to motivated sellers that will help you 10x your wholesaling and house flipping business. So watch that now, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel with over 625 videos. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping, and I'll see you on the next video.